Welcome back, my friends. Today I have a much awaited video. This is going to be Chapter 5 in the Epic HAED Diamond Painting Chronicles. Yes, you heard me right. It's been 4 years since I posted my last video in this series. And the reason being is that just life happened and it got set to the side. So the reason it's chapter 5 and not continuing on with chapter 4, which was doing the diamond painting, which you saw me doing on this canvas here, and you saw me finish this first page. I have it rolled up because that's how I've had it since the beginning. Because it is a very large canvas. Well, I was contacted back in March by a woman named Tammy Cook, and she made herself a YouTube channel called Diamond Painting Between the Lines. You might want to check her out after I finish telling you what I have to say. But she told me she has a new idea as to how to do a HAED diamond painting more efficiently. Well, she tested and practiced and tested some more, and in November of last year she came up and sent me another email saying, I've posted my videos parts. There's only one part I have left to post, and maybe you could check it out for me and give me your thoughts. And one of the things she asked is that no other creator posts about this new method she came up with until February 1st. So that is why you are seeing this in February of 2023 instead of in November or December when I started working on it. I took her idea and I put my own spin on it. If you want to see the way she did it, you can go to her link. I will have it posted down below. But essentially, what I'm doing is I'm transferring all the drills from here, from my original canvas, to the new method. And I'll explain to you what my spin on the new method is, and I'll give you the rundown of what her method was. So as you can see, I've just got a small page right here, and I'm not going to go over how to convert and all that because I have that back in chapter 1 of this chronicle, and I do have a playlist, and I'll link that down below or up in the eye for you, so you can just click on the whole playlist if you want to go take a look at the journey of this so far. And I did say at the beginning that I was going to film every drill being placed. And technically I have, because I placed all these drills on film. Everything was on camera that I placed on here. But these are just the same drills. I'm just moving them over. And what this method is, well, what Tammy did is she took these sheets and she printed the pattern onto these sheets, these clear sheets, and then she diamond painted, put double-sided adhesive or what your method of choice, sticking method, and on top of the clear page. But looking at the cost of that, I thought maybe there is a way to get the cost down even more. So what I did was, instead of printing it and buying the special pages that you can print on, I went ahead and got a different type of clear sheet, and I used these special tabs that can be reused over and over again. but I'm not sure if they'll come off of paper very well. I'm not gonna unstick it from here because it's lined up perfectly with what I'm placing so far. Once this whole page is done, I can unstick it. But you can see here, I just printed it on paper. So this is just a piece of paper, regular printing paper. I have an inkjet printer, and I just printed it on that. And I've got it stuck to the clear sheet. Okay, so that is a huge price difference between getting the kind that you can print on. Some people might want it printed on there. I personally, I didn't want to mess with printing them onto the pages. I don't find it necessary myself, the need to do that. So, because this method is extremely secure, as you can see, I mean, I can pull them off, but like I said, if I do, it will mess up the alignment. You do need to, when you go to print out your pattern, so all you're going to need to do is print off your page, your chart, and you need to change the scale to 108.1. So in order to get the grid on your diamond painting, I mean for the pattern to match your diamond size of your diamonds. Every single square diamond should be the same size, which is boy, I can't even think right now, 2.25 millimeters. And that should not change whatsoever. What always changes when you buy diamond paintings is the grid size, the canvas itself, and how close together people tend to put the squares on the canvas, as far as how far it is from the next one. So how big those squares are is what's going to determine if your drills are going to fit or not. Now, I did the exact number she said, which was 108.1, and these drills fit perfectly. I've done, whoa, this is 3, 6, close to 900 drills so far, and they've all matched the squares perfectly. I've not had a single issue on getting the size off. Now you're going to see a bunch of holes on my diamond painting here, because I have found that when I did this 4 years ago, I was still pretty new to diamond painting, and I just placed every single drill. And now I'm a little bit more particular. I am pulling out all the drills that have holes in them that, aren't complete. And, I've got a little, this is just in addition to the original ones that were broken, and that I don't even know where that trash container is. It might be up there. I don't know. I don't think I kept the trash from the original when I was working on it originally 4 years ago. But from just this area, I've pulled off a good amount of trash. And I also did find that two symbols look very similar to each other. And so I'm finding that I had placed drills the wrong color on here. So one symbol that's a diamond should have been a purple 550, and I had accidentally placed a bunch of gray drills on that spot, and that was the spade symbol. My chart that I was using must not have been very clear because I was using it digitally. So I shouldn't have had an issue. But as I'm looking at the chart that I printed onto here, the glue I used was so good once I started using the paper that it's actually pulling the paper away, and I'm having a hard time getting these drills off. But one of the main reasons I wanted to switch is because of all the issues that I'm seeing 4 years later. See where I placed the paper on here? You can see the page lifting up off of the double-sided adhesive. So it's the sticky on the double-sided adhesive is wearing off. it's not holding. And so this would have been a really bad idea to continue on had I done more, and had I actually finished it. I may or may not have sealed it. I don't know at this point because I don't know what past me would have done. Now I popped off a couple drills. I'm not sure which one goes where. Some of these spots got pulled off from because I've moved. I've only moved one time since I started this, but it's been rolled up like this, and there's not many places I could keep this, so I've had it just rolled up and tucked in a corner, and it's bumped into things. I don't know how this happened, but a bunch of drills came off here and down here. The ones up here, I know exactly how these came off. It's because I had this clipped on here to hold it to the pool noodle that I have it attached to. And so that made all these drills come off. And so, those are going to have to be replaced because some of them are missing, especially in here. I have no idea where those went. They're probably vacuumed up somewhere. But I'm glad that Tammy came up with this method because this isn't good for the long term, putting paper on top of this double-sided adhesive. I mean, I pulled the drills off of this and there's just like almost no stick. It's basically not sticky anymore. I mean, there's a tiny bit. The spots where I used my own Aleene's tack it over and over onto the paper, that is still very sticky. Now, she suggests that if you're going to use Aleene's tack it, to also use double-sided adhesive underneath. So what I'm doing is a little experiment here. In this first quadrant, I've used two layers of Aleene's tack it. This second one, I've got a sheet of double-sided adhesive. And I'm going to link all the products down below so you know exactly what to get. And then I put Aleene's tack it on top of it. And then this layer right here is just going to be double-sided adhesive. So we've got 2 layers of something here. We've got 2 layers of something here. And this is just going to be the single layer of double-sided adhesive. And I'm not sure. I might start placing here, and if I find that it's not going to hold very well, I'll go ahead and put a layer of Aleene's tack it on top of it, because this is going to be a lot of work to finish, and I want something that's going to be able to last a lifetime. And that is something that is important to figure out right away. Now, I'm really happy that I only got 1 page into this because I think it's like 24 pages. I only got 1 page finished. It's quite a bit still that I'm going to have to transfer over, but I would be doing that anyway if I was placing drills. So I've been working on this alone. When I diamond paint, I haven't been diamond painting anything else. This is the only thing I've been doing, is just transferring these drills over. Of course, I do other things at the same time, so it's not going very fast. And the fact that I'm finding ones that I'm having to pull off and then make sure I get the ones that I am pulling off and keeping go into the right spot, and then that I'm having to keep an eye out for the certain drills that I know are the wrong color pulled off. But you can look here, if I can bring it up here, you can see, look at those holes. You can see 2 brown drills right there with big old holes in them. There is so many bad drills. Now, I got these drills on AliExpress from a company that I no longer am able to I wasn't able to find them again. I don't think they have their shop on AliExpress anymore. And I have them linked in my previous video at the very beginning for when I set everything up. So they're probably, I don't even, autumn, it was some season, autumn or something, or July store. And, but if you know of a company that sells drills like in bulk, that other than, like, Diamond Drills USA, I know they have good quality drills, but with the amount that you need to purchase, you're going to spend a lot of money on drills. And if you buy the, Diamond Dots, I'm not sure that they sell squares. I know they sell rounds, but to be able to buy square drills from a store, I haven't seen that available to this day yet. So you may have to deal with a lot of holes and subpar drills until you find a company that you are comfortable with saying, yeah, I would suggest buying from them, because the drills were the biggest part of how much these kits cost me. The canvas, it was a package deal where you got a discount, but I spent over $120 for 2 kits. For the canvas and the drill set. And that doesn't count the money I spent on the pattern, which wasn't very much. They were only like $12 each. But I had bought 2 of them. And so that's, an average of $60 each, which isn't bad considering what you get. A very, very large diamond painting and the drills to go with it. Now, doing this on these plastic sheets is way less expensive than it will be to buy this canvas, because this, like I said, it wasn't cheap. And plus the time to get the canvas from more than likely China, and to be sure that it's going to come undamaged. And nowadays they charge shipping. I mean, back when I did this, it was free shipping, but I don't know. I haven't ordered diamond paintings from AliExpress in a long time, since I started being really conscious of the doing licensed diamond paintings and making sure that the artist gets compensated for their art. So I don't buy diamond paintings off of AliExpress anymore. So I don't know if they're charging shipping nowadays. But I do know that they are starting to charge shipping on certain things. So, just be cautious. And if you know of a place that you have bought drills from, some square drills from, that are good quality, that you can suggest down below, I would really appreciate it if you could share that information. If you need to leave a link, you might want to leave a separate comment, because I do have it turned where they will be held for review if you put a link, because, YouTube is full of spammers and people that like to send stuff that aren't appropriate. So, yeah. So I make sure that those are sent to the review section, and I don't always see those when they go there. So just give me a heads up in a separate message if you are sending a link, and maybe make your respond to that comment with the link, and that way I can approve it for everybody to be able to check out. So I'm going to show you what these sheets look like when they're not here, and I will also show you, tell you where you can get these super reusable, which I honestly don't think they're going to be reusable once they're used on paper, but you can use them for other stuff. I use them for everything, but I'll link down below where you can purchase those as well. So give me 1 second and I will get that package, because it's on the other side of the room. All right, this is what I chose to get. This is ultra clear, and I made sure it was the clearest they possibly have. It's plastic binding presentation covers. So this is very heavy, but there's 100 of them in here, and I got the thickest ones. I actually bought I bought the 10 mil thick, but they were just clear. And I also bought the 8 mil thick ultra clear. And I had all three of them, and I decided on this would be the best for the project. And I will link it to, I'll link to Amazon where you can get these. And yeah, so they're thick, but I'll pull one out and show you that they aren't like so thick that, well, I don't even need to do that because you can see here it's still very flexible, and at the end of the day you'll still be able to roll it up. You know, that's the wrong direction. You roll it outward when you roll up a finished diamond painting. I'm not sure still how well it's going to hold up with the adhesive I have here, so I'm not going to do too much bending, but as you can see, they're staying on quite nicely. And like I said, this first section here was just with Aleene's Tack-It. 2 layers of that. This one is the double-sided adhesive with the Tack-It. And going by what the results from here, from it being the regular double-sided adhesive, and then on top of it I put the Tack-It, which, well, this is basically just Tack-It because I didn't put double-sided adhesive, or did I? I know one section I did use double-sided adhesive, and then I put Tack-It over it. I can't remember. I'll have to go back through my videos to be sure, but I'm going to show you, see how the paper is pulling away with the drill when I'm pulling the drill apart. Pulling the drill off of it. And some of them I'm looking at here how it's printed out, and some of these symbols were so kind of blurry. They're blurred to the point where they didn't look like the actual symbol that I can see on here. This is so much clearer to see the symbols than it was back when I did it this way. But even with just the regular adhesive, you can see how there are spots where it almost rips it because of pulling the drills off. But as we can see from the results down here, that isn't going to hold much longer. I mean, as it is 4 years and it's not held. I mean, you can see the crease where this piece of the paper ended, that because I did it in sections, because this was just a partial, because I didn't do it until this whole section here. It's looks like it was a 4x3 section that I did on this diamond painting before I started doing this. And I actually had gone down to 2 squares. So I had to get an odd shape for the paper. And so I had just taken off and cut off this piece. And then later I went back and did this, the rest of it in one sheet, because the bigger the piece of paper it was, the harder it was to lay it down on the double-sided adhesive to make sure it lined up perfectly. And so that's another headache you won't have to deal with. You can get it perfectly straight underneath here, adhere it to the back of the plastic, and you can keep it on if you want. You can keep the paper on there if you want to, or remove it after it's done. I think it looks pretty cool. If you look at Tammy's video, how it looks from the back side after the drills have been placed on there. It's like a mirror image, well, a backwards image of, I don't know, you can't really see it. Yeah. You might be able to see it better if I do it from the top. Yeah, you can kind of see what it looks like from the back. Yeah, once you get it on there, it's clear. And you can actually see the colors of the drills. So that's pretty neat. That, you know, it's not a selling point, that fact in itself, but that's just a neat little bonus. But yeah, this paper is around $20. Around $20, but you get 100 pages. Okay, and this is a full-size HAED, and it's 24 pages. So if you had 4 HAEDs this size, this $20 would cover the canvas for all 4 of them. So compare that price. So that's only like $5 worth of these sheets versus, you know, $30 or $20 to $30 worth of canvas. You know, like I said, I don't remember, and the prices have probably gone up since then too. So I find this very reasonable. You don't have to waste ink on it. You don't have to mess with doing any of the printing. The reason I did that, one of the reasons is because, for one thing, I don't want to have to mess with printing it and onto these papers. And another thing was that for inkjet printers, it costs a lot more to get the paper that you can print on. For, I think it was something like $18 to $20 just for 20 sheets. And I figured I can get 5 times that amount for the same price just by doing it this way. And yeah, I don't see a problem in it. And it took me a while to actually find these pages because they're less expensive than the ones you can print on, because you can't print on them. They were ones I had to look up, ones that were write on, because you could write on these with the dry erase marker. These are more for like doing overhead projectors. With just plain blank write on, and then you wipe it off and then you reuse it. But that's what these papers are made for. So I hope they keep carrying them in this particular size, but this was the only brand I actually could find for this type. Maybe I wasn't searching correctly, but I did spend quite a bit of time trying to find the perfect ones. And so yeah, if you can tell, this is a brand new package. How did I get that? It was a funny story. I had the other 2 packages unopened, ready to be returned, and my husband came down and he grabbed the top 2, which was the one I was using, and another package. So he sent back the one that I had already opened, and it was for a different product that he sent it back. So I had to, it was a mess, and then I had to rebuy it. So that's that little funny story there, if you think it's funny. But it wasn't funny at the moment because I went to find them and I didn't have them anymore, and it took a while for them to arrive. So if you're going to do something like this, you know, plan ahead, make sure you order your stuff, and then get everything situated. And then it was so easy just getting started. I was like, wow, it's that simple. All I had to do was just print out the paper and slap it on, and I could get started. And I'm really, really happy with this method so far. I've been working on this a month. Yeah, and I haven't gotten very far, I know. I have these right here. These, if you saw me using these are just magnets. This is a magnetized light board that's cordless, and I can link that to you as well. But there's sections of it that's magnetic, and it holds it down just fine. I probably don't need it, but I just did it because it came with it, and I was testing out the magnetism, but it holds it quite well. I would probably, you know, this is all I need to diamond paint. I can take it. It's very easy to travel with. It'll be a lot easier to go from upstairs to downstairs if, you know, and I have this kitted up into the I can't even think of the name of them. The things that were really popular, the ones that come in the, I'll grab them real quick. I have them kitted up into these, and I still can't think of the name of them. I know someone will probably tell me down below, but I know the name. It's just not coming to me right now. But yeah, there's 90 colors in this diamond painting, so this was my best bet at the time. And it probably still would be today, because I even have a bag with some of the drills that wouldn't fit into here. So there are a lot of drills, a lot of different colors. And so this was the best thing for me to kit this diamond painting into. And the great thing about this is that it's very portable. So all I would need is to grab my drills, grab this, and I can go do it, diamond paint anywhere. I could take it upstairs if I wanted to. So once I get this transferred over and then I start on the second page, I probably will start doing that because it is so easy and I don't have to worry about this big old canvas, rolling it up, trying to tuck it underneath something. I wouldn't mind doing every diamond painting this way, personally. I mean, if I could and not have to do the typical canvases anymore, I would love it. But poured glue is much better than double-sided adhesive. This proves it right here with how this turned out. And so, I'm going to see how these turn out too, the test sections. I'm the only one I'm not sure about is just using the double-sided adhesive. And I'll show you what I'm using. I'll leave it down below in the comment section on what I use for the double-sided adhesive. I don't think I have it really close by. If I do, I don't know where, and I have to search for it. So please give me your thoughts. I am super excited about doing this HAED on these sheets now instead of this big cumbersome canvas that could only be done in certain spots. I could only do it in certain places with so much room. I could not do this in the living room at all. I mean, look, you can't see how big it goes, but I mean, it's going and going and going. It's 89 centimeters that way. And then going this way, it's like 138, 128, something like that. So yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, so this is chapter 5, and I will continue on after I get this all placed down. I will continue showing you what's next, and when I start the next page, I'll start recording, my placement again and do some drill with me's and maybe some lives while doing this. But for now, I'm going to just get these transferred over. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, please let me know down below. And please check out Tammy's channel and look at the way she did it and pick and choose which one, if you decide that they're a better way for you, which one you prefer to do. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Have fun diamond painting, and don't forget to always sparkle wherever you go and whatever you do. Take care, everyone. Bye.